Hello there, it's Tania Gabrielle, Wealth Astro-Numerologist. Welcome to Star Codes. This is the Astrology Numerology forecast where we look at an upcoming event in the cosmos so that we're aware of the energetics behind it, the codes, the transits, the aspects. We put it all together and then we're prepared in the best way possible to navigate the energies and make the most of them. And in this case, we are going to look at the beautiful Cancer new moon, July 17th. And I am so excited about this new moon because it happens at 24 degrees in Cancer. And I'll get into that in a moment. But first, let's look at the time. It is exact on July 17th at 7:32 p.m. That's Universal Time in London, and that is 2:32 p.m. Eastern Time, New York, and 11:32 a.m. Pacific Time in Los Angeles. And this forecast is for all signs. You don't need to be a Cancer to benefit from it. You have Cancer in your birth chart, and that means that this new moon takes place in one of the houses. You have 12 houses in your birth chart, so we have all 12 signs represented in our chart. Now, Cancer is all about nurturing and love, tenderness, kindness, and 24 degrees, where the sun and moon will be, reduces to 6. 2 plus 4 is 6, and 6 is also the number of love, of kindness, of nurturing. And as it happens, the archetype for Cancer is the mother, and the archetype for the number 6 is also the mother. In fact, if you look at the number 6, it looks like a pregnant mother carrying a child and giving birth to motherhood, being nurturing, being kind, being responsible, everything that Cancer represents. So that's why this particular new moon is doubling up on the nurturing, compassionate energy. And we're going to go much deeper into this into a moment, because what it entails, especially with the sun and moon opposite Pluto, is we are going into the void of the womb and the void of the unknown. And Pluto, like I said, 29 degrees in Capricorn opposite the sun and moon at 24 degrees in Cancer. Now, as you may realize, Pluto was in Aquarius for the first time in 248 years for 3 months, from the end of March until June 11th. Now, Pluto's retrograded back into Capricorn and will be there until early 2024. And this opposition to the Cancer new moon really brings up passion. The passion to go where you haven't been to before, the passion to turn over the rock and see what's underneath, and not be the shadow side of Cancer, the crab, where Cancer sometimes hides under the shell if it doesn't want to deal with the situation. So the shadow side of Cancer is to dig your head in the sand. But this opposition of the sun and moon to Pluto is definitely going to not allow you to go that route for long, because Pluto wants to dig up the truth and get to the nuts and bolts of the matter, especially the things that we haven't seen that are crucial to our awakening. So one of the themes of this new moon is to not run away from things that you don't want to deal with or that you might be afraid of. Now, the moon, the ruler of Cancer, is the planet that shines the light at night in darkness. And of course, the sun shines the light in the daylight. So Cancer and the moon represent the womb, the void. The mother, the ruler of Cancer, carries a child in the womb where it is dark, where there is life unfolds in that void. And the void represents that, where everything and nothing intermingle in the void. Everything and nothing exist together in the void. And the void is fertile ground for life. It is the place where we nurture seeds to grow. The void is the unknown. Just like this opposition from Pluto, Pluto represents the unknown, and that's why Pluto can bring up situations that we fear, because what we are afraid of is what we don't know. So the void is asking us, this Cancer new moon is asking us to surrender to the unknown. It's about coming home to yourself, because the only way to surrender to the unknown is to go here. And I say coming home to yourself because Cancer in astrology is the ruler of the 4th house, which represents your family, your home. And so Cancer literally is not only about the mother energy, but literally your womb, where you live, right? It also represents real estate for that reason, your genetic heritage, your background, your past. And so it is about those things that seeded us, that nurtured us, right? And so when we have a Cancer new moon opposite Pluto at 24 degrees, we are literally looking at those seeds. A new moon is new beginnings. We're looking at new seeds growing within us. And that each new seed, each new idea, each new project, each new relationship is a mystery. Each new moment is a newborn moment. And so you nurture those seeds regardless of what they may become. You nurture a child regardless of what the child may become. You're being called to surrender to that mystery of the unknown, especially the mystery of the future. Because the greatest breakthroughs happen when you find a way to release control and trust that life is flowing naturally and flowing according to plan, the divine plan for your life. And so the flow of that, the surrender to the flow, it represents water as well. Because just like the womb is water, the void represents water. Water is where life begins. Water is the origin of life. And we are mostly made up of water, and our planet is mostly made up of water. And when we are called to let go, when we feel, we often tear up. Whether it is from sadness, from joy, from inspiration, we get tears. And Pluto is such a deep feeling planet. Remember, it's opposite this new moon. So Pluto also brings that passion and that ability to allow yourself to let go. By the way, Pluto rules another water sign. Cancer is a water sign, and Pluto rules Scorpio, which is the second of 3 water signs, the final being Pisces, of course. So we have this beautiful moment now where we can feel ourselves in the womb of life, where everything and nothing exists as one. And sometimes that can be confusing, the idea of nothingness and everything being together. But the reason it can be confusing is we're so used to doing something that just feeling the void and surrendering to it, like the sign of Cancer is asking, is paradoxical regarding what we are told we need to do in order to move ahead, which is to do, and act. And of course, that is important. However, the taking time away from the actual movement of action is very important right now. So open your heart to feel, to receive, to be nurtured. Share your heart with others. Things that you felt vulnerable about, things that are tender, those can be shared now in a way that allows you to forgive, especially yourself, to be vulnerable, to be open, and to understand that everything that you may feel you need to hide from eventually will need to be addressed anyway. So you might as well address it when it comes up, especially in your relationships, because that's when things tend to be mirrored, is by other people. And remember that you're coming home to yourself, and the moon is coming home to its own sign. The lunations, of which we have 13 in a year, are based on Luna, the moon, and this is the moon's home sign, Cancer. So there is a real sense of homecoming right now, of being empathetic and intimate. And you also may have moods that are more changeable around this time. You know, Cancer can easily be hurt. It is a very sensitive sign. So the crab also has those claws and can lash out. So just be aware that that tendency can be there as well. The main thing about Cancer is to focus on the nurturing part, whatever that means to you, physically nurturing through massage, through preparing meals, through nourishment of any kind, caring of others, taking care and receiving nourishment as well. You know, the 24 degrees of the sun and moon, like I said, also governs nurturing, taking responsibility, mentoring, mothering, parenting. And so you are also needing to make sure that you're not over nourishing, so receiving energy as well, so that you're not depleted of energy. Now, the shadow side of Cancer is to be clingy, insecure, possessive, too cautious, or afraid of rejection, so you don't go for it, or lacking clear goals, being sort of dissipated or wishy-washy about where you're heading. Now, on the 17th of July, we have the immortality number activated. 17 is what I call the immortality number, and it means that you're leaving a legacy behind. So this new moon is very important regarding how you address those moments in your life that really are meaningful. So around this new moon, especially on July 17th, you want to really be very conscious of how you're using your energy, and it will inform you for quite a while after this new moon because of the immortality aspect of it. The whole date, 7/17/2023, adds up to 22, and that's the architect of peace number. So there is a real sense of feeling peace through surrender, love, allowing yourself to be nurtured, allowing yourself to feel, and taking ownership. 17 is the leadership number as well, not just immortality, but literally strength, confidence, having a vision. So there's a really big code here. It's actually the 4 and 8 code of destiny. 22 reduces to 4, 17 to 8, and it's very powerful in numerology. So this really is a profoundly important new moon. And as it happens, it's in July, which begins the second half of our year, which will be a very active second half due to all the events that are upcoming. We have a Venus retrograde. We have a lot going on with Mars and many other transits that are upcoming. And so this opposition of the sun and moon to Pluto is basically showing you expect change, expect transformation. And because of that, you are being empowered. If you surrender, Pluto, the planet of power, life, death, rebirth, and transformation, will emotionally empower you. So this is a very important juncture to allow yourself to not just surrender, and surrender doesn't mean being a victim. It truly means that you have the confidence to let go of wanting to control when things actually transpire in your life. You are allowing the universe to bring you the moments. You just prepare the best you can in terms of your adjustment, your alignment, your perception, your alignment to frequency. Are you choosing joy over fear? Are you choosing love over aggression? Right? Those are the things you can control moment to moment. Stay present with any changes in your life. Allow them to move through you and welcome the newfound wisdom and act on the wisdom with enthusiasm. You know, Pluto is a very powerful planet, very passionate. The sun and moon are also trine to Neptune, and Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. So here we bring all the water signs together. We have an opposition to Pluto, ruler of Scorpio, and then we have a trine to Neptune, ruler of Pisces, and the new moon is in Cancer, third water sign. So a lot of watery, emotional, deep feeling, heart-centered energy here. And Neptune brings a sense of really your psychic abilities, your dreams, the intuitive understanding of spirituality and beauty, especially beautiful music, and manifesting your dreams really becomes much more of a possibility, also due to the numerology code. Remember that 17.8 and 22.4, these are manifestation numbers, and so this is really enhanced by the spiritual insights that you receive. Other transits are Mercury square Jupiter, which really wants you to focus on optimistic thoughts and communication. Mars is opposite Saturn. It's a very busy new moon, as you can see. Mars, the ruler of Aries, opposite Saturn, which is in Pisces. There's a great activation of responsibilities. You can persevere through frustration. It's very important to stay in control of your emotions, right? To be proactive, to physically work out. Vigorous exercise really helps to make this opposition, to bring it into balance so that you feel the dynamic energy in a way that is positive. So you immerse yourself in activity that yields productive results. And finally, Neptune, ruler of Pisces, is sextile to Pluto. They will not be exact, but they're getting close now, and then they move apart again due to the retrogrades. But you're unafraid to go against the grain of accepted way of thinking and doing things. So this is really enhancing your pioneering spirit, and you are very inspired by the truth. The truth shall set you free. You're tapping into the collective in a big way, and you sense the current pulse of humanity and how it is changing and evolving. So that's really coming to a head this decade, and starting really now, where we feel that sextile, and then, like I said, it moves apart, comes together over the next few years. These are the slow moving planets, Neptune and Pluto. So yeah, this is a really important time of understanding that you're on the forefront of a major shift, and you're seeking to pioneer the energy. You are unplugging from things that are not based on love. You're unplugging from the past so that you can focus on the present. You're forging a path that hasn't been generated on this planet as yet, and Pluto opposite this new moon really ensures that you understand this. And the more you become aware of who you truly are as a heart-centered, living, breathing, soul-centered, light body, a representative, a spark of the divine, the more you're able to live in that reality of the divine rather than the mind's made up reality, right? So this is really an important moment, and I'd love to help you through it with a free masterclass called How to Master Your Stars. It's a way for you to tune into the secret of spiritual mastery, and it's so apropos with this Cancer new moon to tune into that part of your life. Go to spiritualmasteryclass.com, and what you'll discover is the true meaning of your rising sign, the important difference between individuality and uniqueness, and this ties into Uranus as well. You also discover that your natal sun and natal moon's profound impact on living an abundant and happy life, and how to instantly connect with the divine, with spirit, and many more secret tools. So enjoy that free masterclass at spiritualmasteryclass.com. Lots of love. Have a beautiful Cancer new moon, and I'll see you in next week's Star Codes podcast.